What's going on, everybody? Was having a great day, great night, wherever you're watching this from. Really quick, for all those couples out there that are going through rough patches within your relationship, it's never easy. And it's definitely not easy when you don't have anyone to turn to. Now, I know a lot of times we want to have a place to vent. We want to have someone that we can talk to, whatever. If you're not able to talk to a therapist or a life coach or a relationship life coach, you know, any other alternative might not really be too healthy or good. Not saying that their advice is not solid or they can't give you something that you really need to hear, but to a certain point, you have to follow your heart. Most of the time, distractions will always be around us. Within those distractions, there comes a time and point that you have to really follow your heart. And following your heart will not always be the best alternative, but it's really about you making a decision that's best for you all. And as you do this, you'll start to see that you will make the right choice. Now, even within where you all are at, as far as the fighting, the struggling, the disconnect, it just seems like things are not getting no better. And I know that it can really put your whole life in a whirlwind as far as your job, as far as responsibilities, as far as balancing out everything is never going to be easy because we become so conducive and so focused on trying to make things right that we neglect everything else in our life. Now, how do we get to this place? Well, number one, most of the time we got to this place because we neglected our relationship. We neglected our marriage and we put everything else ahead of our marriage. And the problems just intensified over the time. These are the gray areas and these are the red flags that we didn't deal with. These are the things that we ignored. These are the things that our significant other told us that they had to be addressed, and you all continue just to move on in your relationship and your marriage and act like they didn't exist. And it does nothing more than bring distance between the both of you all. And here you are. You're frustrated, you're mad, you're confused, you're hurt, you're crying, and you're wondering why. Because you all did not address the issue at a good time. And you have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to address things and really just sit down and just talk. Now, I know that's not always easy for a lot of us because we become defensive. We misplace our thoughts, our feelings. We feel like we're the one that's always being blamed for everything. But it's not really about who's right or who's wrong. It's about solving the problem because you're a team. And it's sad to say we're better off with our coworkers. We're better off with people outside of our house than we are with the person that we love and the person that we have to wake up with every morning. Because it's not about, we don't have to deal with the nonsense. We don't have to deal with the emotional side of things. And that's the problem right there. And I think I hit it right there on the head. A lot of us are so emotionally disconnected that anytime we have to connect our emotions to something, we don't know how to balance it out. But because we can go to work and our emotions have to be involved, because we can be with our friends and be with everybody else, and our emotions don't even have to be attached to them, we can just talk and just be ourselves and no emotions, it's easier for us to deal with that because we don't know how to emotionally balance our life. And because of those emotions, they can either be good or bad. The energies can be good or bad. And they typically drive a lot of us crazy. And we don't realize that. So where you all are at is healthy. There's nothing wrong with the battles. There's nothing wrong with the fights. I know that might sound a little crazy to you all coming from me because I'm always talking about healthy relationships and healthy marriages and really trying to talk things out. But you're going to have these ups and downs. But how you deal with them is a lot more important than how you go through them. Because the problem is that we go through things without dealing with things, and they do nothing more than magnify later on down the road. And we're trying to figure out where did this come from? Well, it came from three arguments, 3 months ago that was never dealt with. So you all that are at a place where you're questioning certain things and you're questioning what is it that is taking place, you have to learn how to pray. You have to learn how to pray. Sometimes you're not going to get the results that you want, but as long as you're praying, it's going to help things. It's going to bring a balance to your life. It's going to help you mentally. It's going to help you spiritually. And believe it or not, it will even help you physically because our life has to be balanced. Here we are fighting in our marriage and fighting in our relationship, not for acceptance. It might be that. Not for to be heard, and it might still be that, but to really get a true understanding and to be able to move past the pain and the issues that we have. And the only way that's going to happen is if you pray. The problem with a lot of couples today, we don't pray. We don't understand that the purpose and the plan of God for our life involves prayer. In order for things to unfold, it's going to take for us to be able to pray together, pray about the situation, and move past it. Sometimes you ain't got to say nothing. Sometimes you just, every day, you just take it to God. You just pray, and you just pray, and you just pray, and just let things just fall in place. You have to stop complaining about everything. You have to stop worrying about everything. And I promise you, as you do this, you will start to see not only your partner change, but you'll start to see your life change and the situation change also. Because there are some things that's bigger than us. We can't fix everything. We can't solve all the problems because it's really about the purpose. And sometimes certain things happen in our life that will push us into a place of prayer so that we can actually see what is it that God is trying to show each one of us. And it's not hard. All right? I need you all to think about that. Last but not least, always remember, this on a moment of your life, God is bigger than this moment, and that's the reason why we got to continue to press. Have a blessed and wonderful day.